This next piece I copied and downloaded off the internet. If this doesn't alarm Americans, I don't know what will. But the average population, American population, is around 330 million. And then you had the $2 trillion stimulus bill, which would work out to ballpark $6,000 for every person. But the government chose to give everyone $1,200, and that was under a certain income as well. So where did the other 96% of your money, remember? A lot of people forget that. It's your money that the government is spending. Well, some of these are going to raise eyebrows, and some are going to go grrr and get a bit angry. So the first one is 300 million. Bear in mind they gave us $1,200 each. 300 million for migrant and refugee assistance. $10,000 per person for student loan bailout. See the disparity? And then there was 100 million to NASA. Why? What are they doing? 20 million to the USPS, which they could have used for the checks, but chose to use the defunct IRS. 300 million for endowment for the arts. 300 million. Most of the arty-farty places that people can't afford to go to, so it's funding the elite's pastime again. 300 million. Then another 300 million for the endowment for the humanities, whatever that means. Certainly doesn't apply for the people. 15 million for veterans employment training, and 435 million for mental health support, most of which was caused by the government to begin with, backed by Langley and other research institutes. 30 billion, not million, 30 billion for the Department of Education Stabilization Fund. You'll know better than I what that's for. 200 million to Safe Schools Emergency Response to Violence Programme. Really, 200 million. 300 million to, quote, public broadcasting. CNN, Fox News, 300 million. I thought he said they were fake. 500 million to museums and libraries. We'll learn of much use to us these days, given most of history and is a lie anyway. 500 million. 720 million to the Social Security admin. But only 200 million of it is actually to help the people. The rest, funny enough, 500 million is for admin costs. How many millions of people worked it? 25 million. Dear me. $25 million, yes, you heard that right, for cleaning supplies for the Capitol building. $25 million for some bleach and a few rags. $7.5 million to Smithsonian additional salaries. $35 million to JFK Center for Performing Arts, who then sent $5 million of that directly to the Democrats. Oops. $25 million for, quote, additional salaries for the House of Representatives. They shouldn't be paid at all because they're all grossly incompetent. $3 billion upgrade to the IT department at the VA. $3 billion for upgrading IT. Really? $315 million for State Department diplomatic programs. Langley spies. $95 million for the Agency of International Development. I thought we were talking about Make America Great. Again, not international development. $300 million for international disaster assistance. Hello, FEMA. Where's the disaster assistance for Americans? Have the people gone back to Paradise, California from the fire from 2 years ago yet? No. In fact, only 5% of the people have gone back to Katrina, which happened 14 or 15 years ago. But let's give $300 million for international disaster assistance. $90 million for the Peace Corps, whoever that is, probably UN, piece of this and a piece of that. And $13 million to Howard University, whoever that is. $9 million miscellaneous Senate expenses, prostitutes. $100 million to essential air carriers when they requested billions. $40 billion goes to the Take Responsibility to Workers and Families Act. $40 billion. $1 billion to Airlines Recycle and Save Programme. $25 million to the FAA for administrative costs. $25 million, really. And in comes the Rockefeller groups. $492 billion to Railroad Passenger Corporation, Amtrak. $526 million grants to Amtrak to remain available if needed through 2021. $526 million grants to trains for 1 year. $25 billion transit infrastructure. $3 million maritime administration. $5 million salaries and expense office of the Inspector General. $2.5 million public and Indian housing. $5 million community planning and development, and $2.5 million house office of housing. Notice all the lower figures, the last four, all involved for the people. You know, is this prudent and worthwhile government spending in anyone's book, bar those jackasses who are pretending to run our country, whilst actually serving all the greed-based companies, like of Amtrak and airlines? Some of which are even part of the non-compete agreement that was set in 1976, whereby those companies get all materials at 50% of cost. Not net, cost. And yet they still run short of funds. It's more jackass Common Core accounting, it seems to me. And those funds should have largely gone to the public. It is, in case people have forgotten, the public's money they are spending. Do you want to spend, how much was it? $25 million for additional salaries for the House of Representatives, or over $1 billion on Amtrak trains. It boggles the mind. $100 million for NASA. What are they doing? Nothing. And unless this government sorts itself out, and quickly, my endorsement for the next election is vote for no one, as none have currently been found as fit for the purpose as that bill shows.